listening to this.
Genuine feedback.
But we want, yeah, that's some feedback I don't appreciate. The terrible interface that Riverside has. It seems like it works for everyone but me, to be honest. Anyway, we want to hop back on here and share our pro tips, what we think you should be thinking about in terms of appreciation, and plug our social media campaign. We're trying to flood LinkedIn with appreciations. Nick will give you some more context there, but let's get away from the humble brags and all the rest of it for a little bit as we lead up to Thanksgiving here and appreciate people on LinkedIn. So, pro tips, Nick, do you have any pro tips on using appreciation at work, really? Because I think, yes, it's good for us neurologically and our mental health and everything else. But to me, that's a byproduct of appreciating someone else. It ought to be about the other person. So over to you for some pro tips.
My biggest thing is focusing on genuine and tying it into the big picture. So it's easy to say, hey, thanks, man, for whatever you did today. But giving a story construct almost of, hey, you did this thing. It really helped me or the team on this piece of our work today. Thank you for doing that. Those are going to be far more effective, far more genuine, far more sincere, and they're more specific. And those will be the ones that really stick and someone will remember. So tailoring how you appreciate someone or how you talk to someone in that moment of feedback is really important. And then another thing that I've done in the past, and it does tie a little bit more into gratitude and appreciation, but writing it down and give it to someone in a letter, like those are so powerful. And I feel like we as a society have kind of moved away from that a little bit, but I have found it giving a letter to someone that I've taken the time to write down and find an actual note and like write it down and do a letter and then give it to someone. Not only does it show that you've thought really deeply about what you wanted to say in that, but it's also then something that someone can go back and reference, and it automatically brings them, whenever they see it, back to, oh yeah, Nick said something that I had a really big impact on. That's super great. Like, and so in the worst times, you can look over and be like, you know what? No matter what's going on, I made an impact on someone, and that's an example of it. So,
yeah,
letters and thank you notes can sometimes seem a little bit contrived, but they do matter. And I think it's taking the time to sit down and do it makes you think more fully about it. And then it is something that really does impact the person who receives it.
Yeah, I know Joe Byerly, one of his guests, talked about, I think it was a general retired who would write appreciations to people's parents. Like, hey, Nick's parents, Nick's doing a great job, right? And he said like it would be like a 2-ish month flash to bang, like when he did it to when he saw the impact, but all of a sudden that person would just start working twice as hard. It's a pretty cool thing to do. I think you have to plan it. We do it on our trips. I tell people in the morning, we're going to appreciate everyone. It's going to feel weird if you don't pay attention and think about who you're going to appreciate it and about. And I literally write things down because you forget over the course of the day, and it forces you to pay attention if you plan it. And I really like the idea of pointing out, like, just appreciating someone for working hard. Okay. Appreciating them for working hard specifically on a project, good. Appreciating them for working hard specifically on a project and showing how that impacts the rest of the team and fits into the big picture, which people don't know. Like they're stuck working on their project. They don't see how it impacts a team or two down the line or one of their clients, friends, or stakeholders. So painting that picture systematically of bigger picture impacts, I think, brings a team together, shows like why what you do is important on a bigger scale, and really motivates people. So plan it out and systematically point out where people are having impacts where they wouldn't normally see it is really important. Nick, closes us out with a plug for the social media campaign. Let's get more appreciation on LinkedIn.
Yeah. So on LinkedIn, we're running a campaign to get people to do those appreciations. I think everyone has kind of seen the LinkedIn posts that are very self-focused, and maybe Knight said humble brags, which I love that phrase. We want to take a concerted effort to shift that focus and shift it to the people who have helped you, that are a part of your life, that make you effective. We're about, as of today, the 19th of November, we're about a quarter of the way through. We're looking to get a lot more, and I think we're starting to really gain some momentum. So we'd love for you all to join us and be a part of that. We're trying to build a culture of appreciation across our entire community. How you can get involved: either go to any of our posts on LinkedIn that we have, or generate your own. Tell a story of appreciation, of gratitude for someone around you, and then tag us or at Canon Leadership Strategies, or just put the hashtag Can of Appreciation in there, and we can get that really going, especially as we come into the Thanksgiving season. This is a really good way to bring this idea that we've been talking about into your everyday life, and then put it out there for the world to see.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for coming on today. Fun conversation despite Riverside's technical failures. I'll see you at our next meeting in a little bit. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.